god.
Wait, but that's like kicking a dog while it's down.
Pretty much.
Jesus.
He's not gonna do it yet. Come on, it would be evil. Mind flayers
Oh
aren't
my
evil.
God. Yeah, he's gonna wait till she's unconscious.
No,
Oh my goodness.
He's gonna wait for John's character to leave. That's what he's gonna do.
Oh my god.
You gotta watch out for them dang space pirates, though.
Yeah. Space pirates. Alright, tell me when you got it, Uncle.
It started.
Oh, it is? Wonderful.
I've been recording for the last 30 seconds while we discussed Mind Flayer rape. Excellent.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, Abraham and you now know this thief's sexual methods, and you're not sure if they're very effective. One of them involves jumping up and down and poking a woman's face to arouse them. Apparently, this works very effectively. He doesn't know. He's only done it to slaves.
It's a good thing this video is for adults.
Yes.
Yeah, only
Anyhow.
for 18 or older.
Oh, what kind of kid would watch a 2-hour D&D video? That's not real. Or is it? So, after you eat this brain, is there anything else you do?
He checks in on both the princess and Jane.
Jane, she got her own tent with the princess and conscious. And Jane is, when you check the tent itself, you see Jane is just looking at the princess. And she notices you.
Joselax does this to her.
She gets up quietly and moves over. She approaches you.
Jane, you are not to eat her yet.
Well,
That would be bad. You would upset Beltram.
would it really?
Yes.
I mean, she might just
He wants to
die.
He wants to do a position with her. I've learned these positions. He wants to do one of them. I can demonstrate. He starts like dry humping the air, which you can see. Then he stops and he goes,
Oh,
"You must
that.
not do anything until he is able to do that with her."
I remember that actually. One of those knights did that a lot.
Yes.
Mostly to crying women.
It is very French. The crying women part goes right over his head. He doesn't register that things can cry and feel pain.
She might just. Well, if she does die quietly, I'll eat her before she gets cold. To make sure none of her memories are lost.
That is a good idea. And then he leaves, completely forgetting to even bother trying to heal the princess. And anyway. He finds some place to hold.
Alright. Does anyone else do anything? Alright, does anyone else do anything in the later hours of the night before you fall unconscious?
I don't think so.
He already asked you.
Alright.
He already asked you.
So I'm going to assume since both Trey and CIA, you're both are dead quiet, so I'm going to assume that's you both aren't going to do anything for the late hours of the night. So,
oh, come on.
The next
I'm sure there's someone to pickpocket. I'm sure Beltram can go over and do something with the princess. Come on.
Oh my goodness.
There's probably a chest.
Wait, no, actually, I'm gonna go find the bard. CIA.
Well, it's not very hard. You kind of find him in his tent because he's just probably about to go to sleep, assuming that's what he's doing. Your mic is having a seizure or an aneurysm.
It's turned into a rapid contest.
Yes. Trey,
Wait, mine?
can you speak? Oh yeah, okay, now it's fixed. You're good. So you find the
Okay.
bard.
Does it again, I'll just reconnect.
No,
Oh, it's more of a mic problem than a
no, it's okay now.
connection problem. I think.
It's okay now, Trey.
Yeah,
it's
I
all good
can't
now.
hear it. So.
It's all good. So, Bard, the thief, the rogue that you're acquainted with has now entered your tent.
Well, this is awkward.
Okay, so hold
You
on.
come here often?
Baldridge. Okay. So that captain we captured, however long ago that was it like a day ago?
Pretty much.
I don't know, that one that we still have at the camp, yeah. So he told me that 70 paces east of the camp, there's a hollowed out tree with a hole in it. And in that hole, there's 200 gold. So I say we can go out there, make sure no one else sees us, and we can split it 50-50.
Are there any pretty lasses?
In a hollowed out tree?
Yes.
No, I don't fucking think so. But you're free to look.
I will.
If there aren't, like I said, the tree has a hole in it, you can make do with that. So,
Keep
what do
talking
you
like
say?
that. I might have to use you.
Hey, how do you change your name? Like y'all have? Like on your thing?
Top right corner, look for the cog button, click that cog, and then go over to a display name. You change it to whatever you want, and then click save name itself. You'll also find most of the settings here. The other settings, I recommend you enable 3D dice and automatically roll 3D dice, because it makes it just all the better.
I think I already have that.
Cool.
Yeah, it's already on. Okay, so what do you say?
Hey, you should probably put a comma after the F word. Because,
Yeah.
I think I spelled that right.
Right.
So what do you say?
I will indulge
200
in your
gold?
adventure.
100 each?
Sure. Might as well.
No one else hears about this? We make sure no one follows us?
Sure. Whatever toots your old horn.
All right. So, you guys are going to sneak out of the camp
See,
then.
why'd you put it in quotation marks?
To emphasize that part.
So, if you guys want
Yeah,
to
but
sneak
like
out
when
of
you
the
put it in
camp,
quotes, it means you don't really mean it.
so one of you two has to roll a stealth roll. It has to be one of you two. So, you do have bonuses for, I believe Lazarus has bonuses for sneaking silently or hiding in shadows. So, find those bonuses within your character sheet, probably underneath the class subtab, and go ahead and add that to your roll. Or just roll from there, actually. You could do that. So just go ahead and roll to see if you're able to effectively sneak out of this camp.
Yeah, so the sneak silently is what you mean?
Yep. Yes, sir. With all the drunks around, you are able to effectively sneak silently and avoid all of the conflict. You're able to make it to the forest and head east. So, after you guys make it 70 paces east, you now see that there's many trees around you and it's very, very dark. Both of you roll for investigation. And the bard, you get a -2. So roll for intelligence, actually. That's what I meant. Intelligence. But CIA, you get a -2.
Two.
It's too dark, and you really
What's my
don't feel like
modifier
you
for
shit,
this?
so you don't see anything. Using your intelligence, actually. It's at one of your basic stats. Your base stats. It's a base stat roll.
I guess I don't have a modifier for it.
Intelligence. You both wander around, and you feel that the bard, despite the bard, kind of checking, not really checking too intensely, you have a feeling the bard had a better idea than you. And as you both check, you eventually lose each other in the darkness, and you both bump into each other's heads, and you find shit. For about 1 hour, 1 hour of searching, you find nothing. So you want to attempt another hour, roll again. So you finally find it, and you realize that the bard has been, leaning on this tree the whole time. And he's been leaning on this tree for the next secondary hour. It takes you maybe 10, 12 minutes to find it. And you find the hollowed out tree with all the gold you imagined would be there. Which I believe is 800 pieces. 800 gold pieces.
I'm not very smart, but that doesn't look like 200 gold.
Yeah, it's probably like 400. I say we divide it like 200 each, 50-50.
Bro, you want to play rock, paper, scissors for like half of it?
Some RP
Wait, for
rewards
half of
coming,
it,
man. Tyler, you need to start giving people RP.
Okay, fine. It's
to start handing out some
500.
RP
I lied.
rewards, Tyler.
We split it 50-50.
That was awesome.
250 each.
Oh, that's true.
I'll take it.
All right. So go ahead, just add all that gold to your inventory, and returning to the camp is you return to the camp within another 10, 20 minutes, and you don't, since you didn't stay up too late, you didn't lose any stat points from stamina loss from staying up too late. All right. So everyone else, I'm assuming no one else is going to do anything. Lexington, you're good for the night, right?
John?
Yeah, I'm good.
Beltram, is there anything else you're going to do?
I mean, other than check on the princess and make sure she's okay and make sure Jane's okay, I'm pretty much good.
All right. They're both okay. The princess has passed the fuck out.
All right.
Let's see. Baldrige, is there anything else you're going to do tonight? That's you. See,
No.
see, Zach?
I was trying to find an inventory. No.
All right.
That's all.
So all of you sleep a nice and peaceful night. It's really nice. Like the second you wake up, you hear the dew. You feel the dew. You hear the birds, and the warmth and the sunlight just encapsulate you. It's one of those perfect mornings where nothing can go wrong. Beltram, take 1d4 damage. Oh, of course she disappears the second I say it. It's a perfect morning for everyone except Beltram. Did my lagromancy affect him? Gotta change my name again.
He was whisked away at the last moment.
He teleported to avoid conflict. Here we go. This is a direct. This is me attacking him. Look at mine. Look at mine. Look at my name. Hey John, it's a perfect morning for everyone but you. Take 1d4 damage.
Yay.
Buddy.
What did I do?
You took 1 damage.
So
you wake up in the morning.
You, John.
That's actually exactly what happened. John, you have a
We should do it
pretty
every time
big
someone
gash on
disconnects
your
or shows up
forearm.
late. Every time someone disconnects or shows up late, 1d4 damage. we should do that.
Yeah, well, sounds good. So, John, I already rolled it for you. You're good. So, you notice you have a massive gash on your right arm. Like someone just slid a knife across it. Very peculiar because you don't remember feeling it. But now, since you've woken up, you feel it. And the most peculiar thing about the gash across your arm is it's not bleeding at all. There is no blood.
I checked my wine
It
bottles
looks like
to
it
make
should
sure they're so full.
Your wine bottles, they are full. They're untouched.
Alright, so I wasn't drunk. Okay.
Yes.
This is
Your
strange.
arm does look a little paler than the rest of your body, but it's not bleeding.
Hmm.
You actually look at the rest of your body, your complexion's a little paler. Just one tiny little
Am I
shade.
alone in the tent, or is Savron in here with me?
Savrong is not with you. He did not join you on your escapade through the forest.
Hmm.
He's still back at the main camp.
Drozelax is hovering over him. Sleeping.
Oh, shit.
Drozelax is hovering over who?
You. He's sleeping over you. Hovering over you. Very awkwardly.
He just looks at you, and he
So
looks at
have you reacted?
Drozelax. He's like, yeah, I'm used to this already.
So, now that you all have slept, once you guys do step out of your tents, the camp is very quiet because you woke up fairly early. Everyone's either passed out or there's only a few guards that are. You notice that they're not the ones that drink, and they're very alert, including the Spartanos, which they don't drink, period. The camp is very quiet, which is why the morning was very nice. Every other soldier is now sleeping, passed out, and probably dead because some confrontations between them. You know how it is. And you notice the princess is standing on her own now. There's a splint around her leg, and she looks a little less worse for wear.
I go over and, does she need any help?
Nope. She's using Jane as she's using Jane to stand up.
Drozelax asks her if she's close to death. Are you close to death?
I'd say I'm not too far away from his door.
Let me know when you get closer.
Could you possibly heal her?
What? She
Could you
is too far
possibly heal?
gone at this point. My healing abilities might not help her, but I will try it. He makes pretend he's healing her.
By the way, with your medical knowledge, you're able to discern she actually is better despite no medical healing. Like something has changed about her.
He's going to take credit for that.
She seems to have more vigor.
He's going to use a personality check, if you'll allow me to make pretend that he's healing her and fool Beltram into thinking he actually casts a spell.
Go ahead, do it.
Do
it.
He's totally going to get credit for the fact that she's healing all by herself. Fair. Personality is a +2.
Do it. So,
very, very
John,
poorly. Make pretend he's casting a spell.
John, this is some typical Drozelac shit that you see right through. You know, he kind of like pats her on the head. He rubs her face, and she looks pissed the hell off while he's rubbing her face. And he just does a lot of other weird things like pinching her ears and then chanting, "Pain, go away."
She's better now.
Then
Beltram goes over. Beltram goes over. Thank you, Drozelax. Thank you for your help. As he politely ushers him away from the princess.
Drozelax follows them.
He's
still hovering nearby. Wherever they go, he's hovering. He's hovering not too far away. He's looking
Beltram
at her.
tries to make Drozelax feel like it worked. His trick worked, even though he absolutely knows it didn't work.
He continues to hover nearby.
This isn't the first time that you've done that, actually.
Looking at her awkwardly. He's waiting for her to die.
She looks at you with wide eyes, like she's infuriated, like confused, infuriated. This was the modern day. She would file molestation for you, towards you.
Towards who? Me or John?
To you.
Me? John's the one hitting on her.
Yep, because you grabbed her face, pinched her ears and all that shit. She has like slime on her face now.
He made sure to slap her a couple times too.
Whoa, calm down, Chris Brown.
Yeah, she has slime on her head as well now. So,
Beltram, he pulls out a cloth. He's like, "Do you want me to clean that?"
She takes the cloth she snatches the cloth out of your hands and she cleans it herself.
The slime is for healing. You could use it. To Beltram. He walks over to Beltram and puts some on his face too.
Beltram's already used to it, so he's like, "Thank you, Drozelax, for all your wonderful healing."
I have to go find Lexington. I'm sure he has some remedies for this.
Drozelax, one last thing. Do you know what this is? And he points at the scar on his hand, the gash on his arm.
He looks at the gash. What is the gash? Or do I roll something?
It is the gash itself. It looks like a cut has been made. And this is the type of cut deep enough to definitely cause blood to come splurging out. There's no blood coming out. The arm looks paler than the rest of the body.
Okay, Drozelax turns to you. You're fine. Nothing's happening. And he turns around, his eyes wide open, he's like... he goes to find Lexington.
He totally sliced my arm open, didn't he? he kind of says that to himself.
Don't worry about it, you'll be fine. He's gonna go find Lexington. And the bard and the thief.
Alright.
Oh my goodness. So, one last thing. Beltram turns to Jane. He says, I never got to properly thank you for saving the princess and keeping an eye on me when I got lost.
you for
she
all
looks
that.
at you with the widest eyes you ever seen her with. Like she could burst into tears at any moment while looking at you. She looks like she's staring at a ghost whenever she looks at you. Like she looks really guilty every time she's trying to avoid your gaze.
Because is
when
this
she
because,
does look at you, it's like a ghost.
is this because of what almost transpired when I snuck up on you in the forest?
The princess, her eyes go very wide.
It's nothing bad. I scared her. And
she rubs her own eyes.
He goes.
Yeah.
He looks at the princess. He's like, I scared her, and she went to attack, which is totally normal.
She's looking at you with wide eyes. She doesn't believe the shit you just said. And Jane is trying to avoid your gaze.
He just looks at Jane. He's like, look, stop thinking about the fact that you almost turned. He looks at the princess again. He kind of, you have to understand, we are a quite motley crew. Can you just give us one quick minute? He kind of.
Jane looks at you. She looks at her. I mean, sorry, not Jane. The princess looks at you, then looks at her leg, and then looks at you even more pissed off. Really? Give you a moment. Yeah, sure. It's fine. Here, she snatches that staff on your image. She snatches it and uses it to leave.
No, I didn't mean for you to leave. Oh my goodness. So Jane,
she like hobbles back into the tent, and you hear like a big clattering because she doesn't know how to fucking use it properly.
She's gonna kill me later, isn't she?
Oh yeah, real smooth, Casanova. Real smooth, Casanova.
I look to Jane and I tell her, so Jane, if this is because you almost ate me in the forest thinking I was someone else, stop focusing on the fact that almost happened. Focus on the fact that you had the control to stop yourself. It's not a bad thing.
She has, like, tears start flowing through her eyes immediately once you say control. And then she rushes back into the tent herself, whimpering.
Darn.
With the princess.
Do I find Lexington yet?
You do, easily. He's in a tent very close to you.
Lexington. Lexington. I hover
Yes.
I break into the tent, essentially, and just tear my way through. Because Joselex has no idea how to open tents, so he just rips a hole through him. He goes inside.
Nice.
We must find
What happened now?
our other two party mates. Beltram is becoming some kind of unholy creature. We're going to have to kill him, and I'm going to have to eat his brain. He has a hole in his arm this big, and it's not bleeding. He should be dead.
Oh shit. Well, we'll lure him towards the camp and tie him up until we able to get to the Forbidden City.
Good. Find the other two and let's tie him up. He hovers back over.
I go out and try to look for the rogue and the bard.
They left. They're rich now, so they just retired and left.
I don't blame them, considering how dangerous this game is.
Well, you find them in the tent. You guys are basically in the tents in the back of the camp, so you're all very close to each other. Within like maybe 50 feet are just tents that are, filled with you guys. So yeah, you find them. So
Lexington, you found them. I went back to where Beltram
you found Lazarus. He's in his tent, and the second you open the actual tent flap itself, he's already awake and he's already ready, prepared to kill your ass if you fucking move on him. Like that's the stance he has. He's ready to move.
Lazarus,
go ahead.
Where's the bard? Lazarus?
I don't fucking keep up with him. Like, probably in the other tent. Down that way.
Alright then. Find him. We're getting silently out of the camp. We might have a situation. You happen to know where there's a tons amount of rope?
What's the situation?
Something that might go beastly in any moment. And we can't afford witnesses.
So I don't have any rope on me.
You might have rope back in the camp, but that just means you're going to need to
Just
go
like-
a little earlier.
Just like untie the tents and stuff. There's rope there.
No, I don't mean to tie up the damn thing now. I mean tie up the damn thing when we get back to the main camp.
What the fuck are we tying up? What is it? A person?
Yes.
Just tell him.
We're tying up
It feels
Beltram
weird to go along
because
with something like
he
this.
might become something. We're not sure what he is yet.
So, while you guys are talking, Bard, you couldn't help yourself. You
Hey,
walked over to a few people and you started making friends, more friends. It's in your nature. Like, you didn't intend on doing this morning, but you did it. You made some more friends. You drank with some people, and they showed you some of the finest pieces of ass around the actual camp. And then eventually you're like, I gotta go fuck with this nerd. He's always in a hood. He's edgy. And by this point, it's more the drink talking, because you drunk a little bit. Because these guys, they convinced you very easily. And let's be honest, it's not too hard to convince you to drink. So, as in the middle of your conversation, the bard steps through with a bottle in his hand and a shit-faced smile.
So I'm gonna need you to pack up quickly. We're leaving.
Where to?
Where the rest of the troops are.
Where there's the rest of the troops?
Asking questions is a waste of time. Trust me. Just go along with it.
Alright, you're going now.
Who said I'm going with you? Who even are you?
You're an employee.
So when you said no witnesses, can that include the bard?
Don't
I
even
think
think
it
about
does,
it.
to be honest with you.
That does not include the bard.
Honestly,
It
we should
just means that we're going to need to tie up Beltram once we get out of the bandit camp.
I mean, we can tie the bard up here so it doesn't tell anybody, and then tie up Beltram at the
I
bandit
wouldn't
camp.
start now. I'll pee on my dagger for intimidation and stab you.
Why are we tying up the Bard? How did this turn into tying up the Bard?
Because fuck bards.
Oh, any day. Just get me drunk enough.
Don't worry about the bard. He's under a payroll. Unless he wants to lose that payroll.
You think I'm here for the money? No, I'm just here for the friends and fame.
Is your friend alright?
Is the princess okay?
Yes.
That's all you should worry about.
We should at least just leave him here. He's drunk. He isn't going to make the walk. And I'm not carrying him.
Whoa. Hey, you're the one that had directions from some man at the camp, and you somehow got lost in the woods. Okay.
you see the tent flap open again, and you guys see one of the knights, like this knight right here, go through the door, and you can feel his intense presence, like he's about to start attacking you guys. I get you. We gotta tie up that Beltram. I heard everything. Don't worry. Willoughby slaps your shoulder, bardic friend.
Yes.
We got this. You don't need to tie him up. I can carry him. I've been working out. Look at these guns. He starts working out. I mean, he starts, like, showing off his guns and where the gun show is, and many other very ridiculous stances that don't really help his figure at all.
Willoughby, do you have those things registered? Because that's a lethal weapon right there.
Oh, I know it. Now, come on now. Let's go tie up that wizard now. Or was it later? How about now? Now sounds better.
So,
Yeah, let's do it right now.
if y'all want, I can walk him out in the woods and take care of him. Is he a witness?
Who?
No, he's not.
Pay no mind to the rogue over here. He's just being edgy. Always
Oh,
is.
he's edgy, all right. Man, this lad talked a lot of shit.
Start going out the tent and towards like where the others are.
Yeah. We're not all making it back to the camp, but we can try anyways.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Rogue.
Sounds
Don't get lost.
Sounds like a plan. Let's get lost. Willoughby follows the bard out of the tent.
Are you sure that's not ham?
Maybe. I forgot Willoughby's accent. Don't judge me.
I forgot his
so does
name.
Beltram know that we're tying him up? Or do we not tell him?
Actually, everyone just left the tent right now. So
Headed towards where the princesses, Jane, Beltram.
I'm leaving the tent with him.
all right. So you guys see Beltram. He's kind of just standing.
Joseph went ahead.
He looks a little.
He went over to Beltram, so he got there first.
Okay, so you see Beltram. Beltram, he's still. Is there anything you do while all this is happening, Beltram?
Yeah, actually. I go into the tent. And,
Whose tent?
With the princess and Jane.
All right.
I follow him in. I'm right behind him.
That's fine.
Actually, I think you were having a conversation while this happened, actually. So, you'll be there in a second. He gets at least a moment.
Okay.
So, you enter the tent, and you see that your staff is broken.
He's like, "Are you okay? Did you fall over or?"
You, when the princess does look up at you, you see a bruise on her chin. And you see Jane with a Jane has kind of a smile when she looks up at you. And then when she realizes it is you, her face becomes sad and miserable again. She looks, guilty. And the princess, of course, she has like a very stern and a rage grin, like a very stoic grin that looks like they're pissed off. In our family, we call it the Mena look, but you wouldn't know about that.
No, I can pretty much imagine. He walks over to the princess. He's like, "Look." He pulls out 2 daggers. He's like, "Keep these with you, just in case."
So you try to. So is this your thing? Do you have a thing for people with white hair? Is that it? Is that you try to and the princess she wraps her arms around Jane like in a hugging her. You try to. Is this your thing? You just is that a wizard thing? You go after people with white hair? Exclusively?
No,
any of them? All of them?
if you must know, my thing is usually to end up in situations where I'm about to be killed, which is why I'm giving you these.
You're in one right now.
That's fine. Take the daggers. If you want to use them on me, go right ahead. That is completely up to you. He puts the daggers right next to her on the bed. My only focus was to save you and keep her safe, which is why I'm going to be asking a favor of you. Should anything happen to me, please protect her. Drozelax is also watching
The
over
princess
her.
looks at Jane.
He goes, Drozelax is also protecting her, but the truth is, I want somebody a little more down to earth to help her. Because I'm obviously not that good at helping people.
All right.
And hold on to those daggers in case you need them.
Am I there yet?
Yeah, actually, you just made it there. So
He taps Beltram on the shoulder. Beltram,
Yes.
come outside, please. He's trying really hard to look innocent, which is impossible. So he's like, come outside, please.
You may need these daggers a little more sooner than I thought. He goes like, just, if anything happens, please take care of her. I only wanted her to be safe and you to make it home in one piece.
Come outside.
So you could
Probably
bonus.
get her head chopped off.
Was
And he
that
walks
it? You wanted to bonus both? Is that it? Is that as far as I can tell? You approached her in the middle of the forest and you tried to have your way with my dear old Jane here.
Drozelax sends an image that he got from that thief into the princess's mind. This is what he
All right.
wants.
I need you to roll a 1d4.
Who?
You. I need
I'll let you finish.
Drozelax roll a 1d4. See, that's a 2. Let me find this real quick. You feel, instead of entering her mind, that your mind itself was invaded. You're feeling ruddy and confused. It feels like 1,000 bees are in your ears. Do a fortitude save.
Not the bees! Not the bees! He rolls
The cover!
Now you know the suffering of 4B hat.
Well, an 8. He failed. Unless it's
All right. For about like a minute, you succumb to madness. The only type of madness that a mind flare can have, I guess. So you kind of just... I'll let you tell me what a mind flare would do if they lose their mind for at least a minute.
He runs out screaming at the top of his lungs. Ah! Starts running through the woods, screaming. He's not hovering. He's screaming. He's on his legs. He's actually running. And he starts stripping as he goes. Like starts throwing his ropes, throwing them around, throwing them all over the place. Runs into the woods for a minute.
Do I see that?
You, I think by this point you were outside, so you see him screaming and running out into the forest. I'm not so sure if you saw him stripping and throwing his clothes around, but you saw him run into the forest at least.
Okay, we might have a situation. I go straight inside of where he ran from.
When you go inside, you see Beltram with probably a little guilty-looking face. You see the princess. You're okay. Annoyed face. He looks very annoyed. You see the princess. She looks like she has a stern, stoic face, but now her eyes are really wide, like as if she's shocked. And you see Jane. She looks very sad, and she's being held by the princess, who, you know, the princess is still all messed up, but not as messed up as she was before. And when you go up to Beltram, you notice he's a little pale, and you notice the arm, the slash on his arm. The thing is, you start to notice that it's bleeding a little bit. It's starting to, the very edge of it is beginning to bleed.
Well, alright. May someone start explaining why Drozdak started screaming and running towards the woods?
Something happened. I'm gonna go find him. Please take care of the princess.
Oh no, you're gonna stay here, close your eyes, and sit here a minute.
You're gonna leave him here with me. That's what the princess says.
No, you are going out of here as quickly as possible before many people realize who you are.
In other words, they're going to do something to me, and they don't want you nearby because if anyone finds out who you are, things are going to get worse. That's essentially what he's saying.
Okay. Cool.
Make sure you keep those with you. And he points at the daggers again.
Why are you giving her daggers?
I
What part of that would even put more suspicion?
He looks at him and says, "What part of us being in this camp constitutes safe?"
Aren't the other two there already?
Yeah, the other two actually, yeah, the other two are with. Yeah, Lazarus, you should be there as well with Lexington.
Beltram's there. He's like, nothing about this place is safe. I want her to at least have something. And he looks at the princess again.
You are about to leave Beltram.
You don't know how badly I want to find Savron. Getting my head chopped off would be a wonderful way to end this day. He looks at the princess again. He says, please just do me this one favor.
Oh my goodness. We're leaving now.
The princess looks at you with wide eyes, and then they slowly close as she says, I forgive you. And she looks at every other person she looks at both Lexington, Lazarus, and then...
It's been a minute.
Yes, so you're back by now.
As Drozdak running around in the woods he should be okay by now.
Yeah. Oh, he's okay. Yeah,
he collects
the buzzing stopped by that.
His clothes again, and he goes back to the temple. He stays outside.
So I say to Lexington, please protect them at all costs. I'm going to go outside, find Drozdak, and hopefully live.
No, you are going to stay here because apparently everyone has gotten the idea to tie you up.
What?
Yeah, I still don't have a reason.
Before you make the problem any worse,
outside,
you're going to tie you up a small bit.
Assure their safety, and I'll give you the rope to tie me up with.
Okay, Beltram,
are you seriously telling a noble to keep the literal superior safe?
Lexington, we both know that unless it's to further your glory, you could care less. Very few people know of her situation.
That may be the case, but she could order my head to be cut off very easily.
I don't care. Make sure she's safe. That's all I care about. He pulls out rope, and here's the rope to tie me up with. He throws it at you. Just ensure her safety. That's all I care about.
Come outside, Beltram. He's saying this from outside.
He walks out.
He's outside?
Yeah, you're definitely...
I hit him with a mind blast.
Oh my god.
Roll a saving throw, John. Intelligence saving throw or be stunned. You need to roll over 12.
He's not going to bother trying to stop it.
Okay, you're stunned. You're on your floor. Tie his ass up. He starts tying him up. So he ties him up with a rope.
Alright.
In that case, I started leading both the princess and Jane out of the bandit camp and started issuing to go out of the bandit camp before everyone was slowly in this camp.
Drozdak goes over to Lexington. Lexington, I must speak with you by yourself.
All right.
Oh, by this point, After you guys start making your way towards the main camp, by this point, Beltram's complexion is completely normal again, and his wound is starting to bleed, and it's not pretty.
I ignore him, and I go to Lexington, the princess. I attempted to send her a telepathic message of some of this fool's lewd thoughts, and I was hit back by something that she had within her.
That's not surprising. That's not surprising at all.
There's something wrong with the woman.
You tell me.
I heal John. Beltram. I do cleric heal on him.
Cool. All right.
So try and heal that gash. What's your alignment, John? Your alignment, John.
I think he's
John,
lawful.
if it's lawful, you're going to get burned.
I'm lawful.
Joel's actually lawful. Hold on. So you're lawful too, John?
Yes. Yes.
So I have a bonus. I'll check. God damn it, the shitty fucking rolls, man. That's a failure.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's a failure.
That's it's disapproval. It's a 1, Uncle.
No, I'm not sure it's disapproval, is it? Sure, look it up.
It's a 1.
It doesn't say here you get disapproval when you roll a 1 for clerical spells.
Huh.
You get disapproval if you roll well, double check it. Let's check it.
It's a natural 1 during a spell check. Is Lay on Hands a spell?
No.
No, that's a clerical ability, so you're good.
Yeah, no. I get disapproval if I fucking do opposite alignments. I think. Let's double check.
Yeah, it's just failure. No, it's just failure.
Okay. Yeah, he risks disapproval if he rolls for oh no, dude. No, yeah, I get disapproval. Natural 1 during spell check. You gotta roll disapproval for me. Page 122.
All right.
I'll roll, and then you just tell me what happens.
Yeah, roll. Go ahead and roll. I'll tell you it's
And it is.
So let's see, a 1d12 with your luck modifier. So that's minus your luck modifier.
Wait a second. No, it's not a spell check. I'm noticing this. It rolls 1d4 for every point on the spell check. So example, natural 1, you roll 1d4. Okay, if you rolled a natural 4, that counts as a disapproval. You roll 44. That wasn't a spell check. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I think it's a clerical ability. I think.
I don't think I get disapproval for that. No, I'm fine.
Let's see.
I seem to be fine.
All right. Cool.
Okay, it increases disapproval range.
So it should be like 2, or something like that.
Yeah, I do get this.
A natural 1 is a 2.
I gotta roll 1d4, yeah.
All right, 122.
I do get this. 122. That's what I get for trying to help you, John.
I got it. I'm on the page.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Roll the 1.
The cleric must atone for his sins. He must do nothing but utter chants and intonations for the next 10 minutes, starting as soon as he is able.
He starts immediately. As he's trying to heal John, he realizes he just got disapproval from the Elder Brain because the Elder Brain doesn't like fucking John. He lets go of him and drops him on the floor, and he starts chanting immediately. And he says that for 10 minutes straight.
And he drops the shield protecting the massive tower.
I'm out of 15 minutes.
All right, so that's I believe you guys are, by the point you're on the road, so you just kind of, I guess you guys wait for 10 minutes while he does that. And,
No, I can walk while I'm doing it, so I just follow him. I hover behind him as I chant.
I'm like
So
assuming
you guys
like
make it to
we're going straight to like our camp.
Yeah, you make it straight to your camp with someone carrying, Beltram. So right after you finish the incantations, you see the princess herself. She is using some sort of crutch to move, and she's a little more effective with it now. And she moves close to you, Drozalax, and this is when you are away from other people. Drozalax.
Oh, no,
That's
it's been
your
more than
name.
10 minutes.
No, by this point, this is more than 10 minutes. By this point, you're almost at the camp.
He's scared of her now, so as soon as she comes to him, he's looking at her like wide eyes, and he's like hovering away from her.
So, you're gonna bring more of your kind here, then? Was your mission a success?
You looked into my brain, fiend.
I don't really have control over it. It seems like you tried to use magic on me. You tried to look into mine.
I tried to speak to you, not look into your brain. I was sending you a message.
I would advise against that for the future. You see, magic doesn't affect me.
He takes his staff, a fighting staff, and he puts it on the arm that's closest to her, and he puts that down on the ground. Implying violence if she stays closer. Nope. He's just implying violence if she gets any closer.
Oh. Well, it's interesting now that I know about your whole group and who Jane is. It's really funny how Beltram talks about her, knowing what she is. He does know what she is, right?
Yes. But he doesn't know what you are.
I'm nothing more than a princess. Nothing more than a scholar, I suppose you could say.
And I'm the king of France.
No, that's the Elder Brand, actually. Now that I know, that's what you mean by France. Well, I'll tell you a little bit about myself so you can trust me. Because I don't think you're too evil. Doesn't look like you're trying to destroy everything. I mean...
He's stiff as hell. He's like looking at her like...
I myself dabbled in magic. Much like that funny little wizard there, except it didn't go so well for me. I was corrupted. My hair turned white, and now something follows me in my shadow. A being.
Lexington.
No, not Lexington. He's too obscure for me to really know about. I only know about the highborn families. He's not very popular, as far as I know. But he's not popular in your group as well, from what I've learned.
Nobody really likes him.
It seems so.
He's an asshole.
Seems his quest might be noble, though. Well, I think that's enough getting to know each other. She smiles and then she tries to get away from you, but because she tries to move a little too fast, she falls.
Drozalax just keeps hovering.
She falls right on her face.
Drozlex leaves it there and just hovers away.
Right, so you guys finally arrived to the camp with Beltram all tied up and everything. What do you do with your tied up Beltram?
I say we cook him.
No, we're not gonna cook him, but we are gonna tie him up to a crucifix. For now.
He is bleeding now. Like he is bleeding from the wound. Like there's a decent amount of blood starting to pour out.
I would heal you, wizard,
It's not pretty.
but the Elder Brain doesn't like you very much. So we don't really like you in France.
Have you tried peeing on him?
Am I still knocked out?
Why don't you?
No.
I say we cut him again
Yes.
and see if he bleeds from it to make
Good
sure.
idea.
If it bleeds, it can die.
I say you take me back to camp,
You're
hand me over to someone.
Lexington just crucified you, dude.
Not with the nail thing, but he
And
is
the other
tied
two are
up
gonna
type
kill
of thing.
You've been crucified. They're about to start cutting you. They're about to start stabbing you. By all means, Bard, go ahead. Rogue.
Oh wait, let me put you back in what the camp looks like.
I have better events to handle too.
Alright.
I go to some of the guards from our caravan and tell them to keep a watch for Beltram, at least for a while.
And they look at you and they look at Beltram and they're like, Lord Lexington, is there any particular reason you're tying him up? I mean,
It's just a precaution.
really, it's a precaution.
It's
I'm
a
fairly
precaution
certain-
for all our safeties and the safety of our souls.
Our souls, him. Both of the guards laugh.
You have the heroic
Intensely.
mage who wants to save the princess crucified, and the mind flayer that kills and eats innocent people walking around the camp. Good
Yeah,
job, sir.
well,
It's
this
just how
is
it goes.
this is
And
I'm sorry.
may someone get a messenger?
A messenger. Yeah.
We got the
You can get a messenger.
princess.
I go looking for Ham.
The princess. Roll for intelligence.
Me?
No, not you. Drozlax. The princess. I'm sorry. The princess is still on the. Last I checked, she's still, on the throne with her father, right?
No, she
No
was
word.
kidnapped.
But I mean, we keep up to date on these things, right, George? And George nods,
And
tremendously.
I'll tell you now, she was kidnapped.
Oh,
I start yelling for that
No.
knight in command.
don't you know? She's a beautiful thing. You see, you feel a presence behind you, running. Sorry, Lexington, and you see, you smell it. And Drozlax, you find him right behind Lexington. The princess! She's got white hair, and she's a princess, and she's got the pretty dress that I couldn't buy with my whole salary for years. Who makes dresses that expensive?
We have to make
Nothing
Ham
makes
and
sense,
Ryan
man.
are related.
So, Ham, he grabs you, Lexington, he grabs your coat. Who makes dresses worth more than a craftsman's salary? Not a thing makes sense. No, not a thing makes sense. And now they're tying up the wizard? The wizard? Are we burning witches again? What time period am I in? I thought we had aircrafts across the world, but no, we're still burning witches. I mean, wizards. I'm sorry, Beltram.
Half the words that you're saying, I could not understand.
That's
Oi!
absolutely fine, Ham. Do me a favor. Go get Savron, bring him over here. I need to talk to him immediately.
No,
You need a sausage?
Ham works
We haven't
for
cooked
me.
sausages in days.
Beltram, you hold right there. What did you say they do to witches, Ham?
They burn them, but that was years ago.
Lexington,
Oh, don't
that
worry.
might help Beltram. Why don't
I
you
doubt that will help Beltram. I think that will even worsen the situation.
Go get the
Rosalax.
demon slayer
That's
to come over
outdated,
here and
Rosalax. We
speak
do
to
new
me.
things nowadays. He grabs, he tries to grab Rosalax's shoulder, but he's a dwarf, so he just pretty much gets your lower back and he tries to guide you away. We got new things, modern day things. Hold up, I got it in my tent. This is what I use every time someone robs me of my Kit Kats. He runs into his tent, he kind of shuffles in there, and he comes back out with a whip. This is what you use. Works every time.
Why don't you
can
demonstrate for me?
Oh, it's real easy. Don't you worry. Beltran, this won't hurt a lot. It's gonna sting. He tries to...
Well, he starts whipping Beltram, trying to whip Beltram.
He whips himself.
Yeah.
Like that, the whip comes back and it hits his face. Oh! Me tosser! My face!
What's with the rolls tonight?
The wizard! He's a witch!
Drozelax goes to Lexington. Lexington, I read that if you drown, if you throw them into water, and they sink, that they are not witches. But if they float, they are witches. Shall we throw him into water while he's crucified?
Oh no! Oh no! I'm a witch! I'm a witch! He starts running. And he steals someone's chicken. He starts running. You'll never take me alive! He grabs an axe and he frees Beltran. Run, witch! I'm a witch too! I think every time I go into water. Run!
He kind of like rubs his wrist. He's like, oh boy.
He's running towards he's running in a random direction. Let me see. Let me take a look. Yeah, he goes south. Like he's going back down the road where we came from. He's just. Oh!
I think the rogue was.
So he's gone for a little while.
I think Lazarus is going to say something.
Rogue? Lazarus?
Oh no, I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Before I get another headache from what had just transpired, can someone get a damn messenger?
Yeah, boss. I'll get you a messenger. He farts. Ha! 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 And then his buddy slaps him in the face. That's the actual Lexington, not the drunk from last night, you asshole. Get the messenger. Oh, shit. And he runs off. He gets a messenger. He looks like a,
The what from last night?
Apparently, the night before, someone pretended to be Lexington and mocked him. So, a messenger comes over, and he awaits the message.
Alright. Send news that the princess is here and needs to be transported back to the capital.
He repeats what you said, and then he gets on his horse, and he rides... Where? He's riding to Caligus, Mordinius?
Yeah.
He goes straight over there. He just rides with the wind, and you hear, oh no! They came after me! No! You see Ham run back into the camp. I can't run very far. I can't. I give up. Just don't burn me. Don't put me in water. I don't want to die.
If you don't want to die, enough of your damn shenanigans, then.
Yes, but But Drozalak said witches they sink in water. I always sink in water.
That was a rumor.
Oh! Thank God. Oh, if I had the magic, I'd be pissing me pants. He goes off and
Go
drinks
find
merrily.
Beltram.
He didn't hear you. He's drinking now. So Beltram, you find John Savronk, and he is hilariously enough doing the same thing he did earlier. He's standing on top of a tree, and he's like a Christmas star. It's very easy to see him.
I say, hi, Savron. We need to talk.
He falls down, and the ground rumbles when he lands. What is it?
He shows him the arm. When I woke up this morning, I had this gash. My arm was very pale, and it was not bleeding. As the day went on, it started bleeding. Is this
Blood
some
magic.
sort of... What?
Someone
Blood
drained you.
magic?
Yes. Demons use it very often.
So who could have
Did
gotten
you
to me?
encounter one?
No, we
Dog
encountered...
mages from our time, but they should be all dead unless someone found that old magic and is using it. That is my first guess, at least. It has been centuries since my time has passed, so you might have just been bit by some animal. Like a Vorpal bunny, I think they're called. Some person in the camp told me about them. They're apparently very common.
A Vorpal bunny?
I've heard about them. Very dangerous. Yeah. I've heard they decapitate knights in one jump.
Yes, I heard about that too. Must have been the same person that told us. I couldn't tell if he was drunk or not.
Might have been. Is there any way to find out who might have cast the blood magic?
Now? No. Perhaps if you used one of your funny spells right after it happened, you might have been able to detect it and where it came from, but I think the trail is cold. At least that's what I imagine it'd be. I don't really understand your magic.
It's understandable. I was just wondering...
You might want to talk to Tristani, but last I checked, he's trying to destroy the world or whatever it is he's doing.
Could he have snuck into the camp and drained some of my blood to do something like that?
That's a good joke. No. He wouldn't have. Tristani would have killed you. And everyone else if he wanted to. But he wouldn't have came in there just to drain your blood. That's something meager. Usually when someone has a mark like that, they're dead, so suppose you should be glad. Whoever did it didn't need much.
In all honesty, when I saw the mark, I figured I was going to need you to cut my head off. That's why I came to you immediately.
Well, you didn't really come to me immediately. You were brought in here like some witch from my time, actually.
Yeah, that was the mind flayer, a lunatic noble.
Yes. Very peculiar situation you're in. But soon enough, I think you told me at some point, in the dungeon you'll find something to... What was the term? Slow it down? Bro? No. That was what someone else told me. No, you're going to reduce the speed of corruption itself. The awakening that will soon come. The artifact within the dungeon was meant to do that, right?
Actually, I was just trying to find the remaining angels and hopefully bring them back. I wanted you near me to try something and you could cut my head off.
Well, if the dungeon you told me you were planning on entering was the place I think it is a shrine to these angels. It's more of a great hall, a test for those who believe themselves worthy. And if the legends
I'm
are
screwed.
true, if the legends are true, within the very end of this great hall, there will be an artifact, a great many artifacts. But what seems like a millennium and it hasn't been touched or breached. Unless, of course, your people's savages have already gone to it, which I assume they have. Beltram.
Sorry, I was writing notes.
So, how much longer do you all intend to play around? And are they going to kill you? Because I fear that might awaken you quicker.
What if you kill me?
It would probably still awaken you much faster. No. Your death would be the death of the consciousness you retain. And then I would kill what is really you. And hopefully that would be the end of it, and I could rest.
Alright, well, do me a favor and stay near me at all times, just in case this thing pops out.
Very well. I will shadow you.
Thank you.
When he shadows you, it's very funny how obvious it is where he is at all times. You can hear the rustling of his armor from like 20 feet away. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, Beltram would find that comfortable. He would find it comforting knowing that he's there to kill him.
All right. So everyone else, you have about 2 weeks until the actual the army of slaves arrives. There is still a dungeon nearby, the hall, a great hall that you were meant to raid earlier for ancient artifacts and supplies for both Beltram and Jane in particular. But there's probably other stuff in there. But there's 2 artifacts meant for Jane and Beltram to reduce their conditions, to control them, help with the symptoms. So, what do you guys do then? Within the 2 weeks, do you go straight for the dungeon? Do you rest?
Did the messenger come back?
The messenger, you gotta wait for like a day or 2. All right, so you want to wait for a day?
Yeah.
All right. A day passes, and all of you spend it doing whatever you all do.
Each of us, so each of us tells you what to do.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
All right, so Lexington, what do you do for the remainder of the day?
Mostly keep things organized and try to keep the guards alert.
All right. And Drozlex, what do you do for the rest of the day?
He hovers around Beltram. He doesn't trust him. He's like right behind him the whole time, making sure he doesn't transform into something terrible and evil.
Nice. All right, Beltram, what do you do for the remainder of the day while you're being shadowed by Drozlex?
I will take part in any role playing he does.
I'll go last if you don't mind.
All right. Fuck bards, otherwise known as Lazarus. What do you do for the remainder of the day?
Just hang around camp.
All right. And I'm Bards, otherwise known as Zach, otherwise known as Baldrich. What do you do for the remainder of the day?
I'd like to look for the lass, okay. The red-headed lass.
All right. You can't find her. Unless you search your own tent. Because you search everywhere but your own tent, because you said you're going to go look for her.
Then I'll go to my tent.
When you enter your tent, she's just sitting there, kind of she's kind of like just spacing out. She's just spacing out, sitting on your bed.
I think it's kind of rude of me. I never asked what your name was.
She looks at you with wide eyes. My name?
Yes, indeed.
She looks down and she grabs the bow you gave her, and then she gives that to you. I'm known as Anne, if that matters.
Well, Anne, you are free to do whatever you need. You don't have to hang around here.
But I heard what they said. I'm yours. I am your property.
I mean, no.
Does that mean I'm free?
Yes.
Oh. She just sits there and looks around, and she doesn't really move. She's just very quiet, looking at you with wide eyes.
I mean, you're free to tag along on our adventures if you wish.
Okay.
And then you can
She
keep
smiles. And, when you give her the bow, she's like, no, I don't really need it. She gives you back the bow. I already have something of my own.
If you don't mind, would you share what you have? Like, what is it?
Well, since you have freed me, I guess I will. You see her reach into her boot and pull out a very long and thin ebony dagger that has dark red engravings on it. And it looks like it's a little bloody.
That's a fine dagger. Look like it's been a little bit used there.
Yeah. It was. I did use it.
Good, they had it coming.
That makes her break into a full smile. They certainly did. I mean, no, they did.
Well, I'll be off then.
All right. So, that leaves it to you, the Lieutenant. What do you do for the remainder of your day? Senate, your mic's muted.
Don, we're on you.
Sorry about that. All right.
Yes.
So he goes, he gets some food for Jane and the princess. He brings it to them, hopefully without getting murdered. Yeah.
Jane looks at the
Rosalac
food
suggests
curiously.
some pieces of wood and some rocks. He tosses them in there.
No. He stops Rosalax. He's like, put it on the side, and he brings another bowl. He's like, put the rocks and sticks in there.
I gave these to Jane yesterday. She liked them. He puts.
I'm well aware that we're gonna put it on this plate. He makes sure it doesn't go in the food, and he walks with the food and an extra plate on the tray that has sticks and stones.
So when you bring it over, Jane looks at the soup.
As you're walking through the camp, Rosalac just keeps adding sticks and shit that he finds on the floor. Hovers, keeps tossing them on the plate. So it's nice.
So when you do finally arrive and you present them the plate, the princess looks at you with a different set of eyes. It seems like she doesn't gaze at you the way she did before. It looks like there's a clarity to her when she looks at you. She's very focused on your movements. Hello there. And Jane, she looks at the soup and... Oh, it doesn't have sticks and stones in it.
Yes, I asked Drozelax to leave them on the side, and he kind of points at the bowl that has all the stuff that Drozelax put in there.
Okay, well, I'll try without sticks and stones.
Yeah, just try the soup by itself. He looks at the princess like, kind of hinting, keep an eye on her.
The princess nods when she gets it.
So he gives her the food.
The princess takes it as well, and she looks at Drozelax a little longer than she normally would, like a little bit of a glare. You keep interesting friends, my wizard friend.
Yeah, well...
Is Drozelax floating?
Yes, behind Beltram, but he's making pretend he didn't hear that what was said about him. He's looking at anything else but the princess. He's like looking at the furniture and shit.
I tell her, well, there's something you should know about me that I found out recently. You see my big friend behind me? And he points at Savron.
It's like a silhouette of a massive guy that's behind the tent. You know, he's behind. He's not in the tent. He's outside the tent, and it's very obvious that he doesn't know anything about positioning because there's shadows that are hitting the tent itself. So it's very obvious he's there.
He points at the big silhouette.
Oh, him.
Yeah.
Sovereign.
How much do you know about him?
I think some drunk guy told me that. She doesn't look very believable. Like she her face contorted. She looks like she's lying.
How much do you know about our group?
Well, I don't think I know all that much, other than what Jane told me. And I think she told me a lot, and she's looking again at Drozelax, a lot about your friend here. With a personality like his, he could destroy the whole world.
Now he's interested. Yeah. Now he's interested. He turns and he looks at her. I can hear you.
I know. And
listen.
I think there's... And then she grabs your shoulder a little. She puts your hand on your shoulder a little. I think there's something inside you just waiting to come out, isn't there?
Why do you think the big guy's with me? And he points again at the silhouette.
I was talking about your personality. She did a little smile and she, kind of patted your shoulder a little bit before sitting down again.
Okay, Drozelax's tentacles writhe in agony and he leaves. Just around just leaves. He's cringing so fucking hard.
He looks at Drozelax leave and he's like, oh boy. Alright, listen.
You should probably join him.
Oh, I will.
I mean, he might just eat someone out there.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's been doing a pretty good job of keeping himself in check. Especially since he's been taking care of Jane.
Simply put, meant that figuratively. Like, he would, beat up someone, I think. Is it like a slang term, right? Oh.
Hardly.
Cool.
Listen, but you need to know about... He's like, look, what you need to know about me is this. Like, I was, for as far as I know, I'm a human wizard.
You feel a warm hand on your mouth, and you see Jane with. She looks a little mad. I'm trying to eat, and she shoves you out.
Sorry. Okay.
So, and after that, you do not see this, but Jane enjoys the food very much now that there's no sticks and stones. Which is why she was very enthusiastic about shoving you out. So, now, everyone's done the thing. It is the next day. Everyone, it's a bit of a colder morning this time, and the sun doesn't come out so easy. It's a bit gloomy. Lexington, you wake up to the rustling of armor and your tent flap being open abruptly.
Alright.
And you see this.
Oh, crap.
Uh-oh.
I wasn't expecting that swift of a response. Oh, boy.
Lexington, what is this? You delay over a princess? My scouts say that slavers. You haven't passed by them already? A mere simple trade deal would have this done already.
There was delays.
Like I said, there's a clock, Lexington. A clock. Time is running out. Those fiendish beings that think they're better than us for their time on this earth, having it been extended. You will not outrun them, will not get this blade if you keep wasting time. Tell me, boy, tell me there's a good reason you are here playing around.
Fine.
I'm waiting.
What, for a reason?
Yes, I'm waiting for the reason, Lexington. I sent you on a mission with the utmost urgency. I expected you to be halfway to Sworen by now. Within a month, you should already be in the mountains, collecting the blade. What is this delay? Tell me the reasoning.
I was gathering troops.
From the slavers?
Yes.
From the slavers? Yes. That's a way to get them. And Princess, you want me to return her?
To be.
My boy, you are an interesting one, I'll give you that. You have a wild card there, the literal princess of the whole country, and you hand her over to me. Well, if nothing else, this proves your loyalty, Lexington. But, yes, we will take her.
Good. That's one less thing to worry about.
We'll see how we can levy her with the Empress, the Emperor. See what we can get out of saving this princess. You've done a fine job here. This is probably going to triple our assets tenfold.
Did you just hand over the fucking princess to the big bad of the campaign?
Seriously, dude.
All right, so you guys hear. The rest of you wake up to yelping, like a little scream.
I rush out.
When you rush out, you see armed soldiers with that are holding the princess, and they're basically just about carrying her. And she doesn't look like she's enjoying it very much.
I rush over immediately.
And all right,
Joselax,
they look at you, and
Joselax sees what's going on and goes right back into his tent and goes back to sleep.
I rush over. I say, unhand her immediately.
Oh boy.
on whose authority? We are here because of Caligus Mordinius himself. Do tell us if you have authority beyond him. I highly doubt that.
Who it is. Do you realize who you're mishandling?
Mishandling? We're not mishandling her at all. She has a grimace all over her face, and she looks like she's in pain and she's enraged. We're not mishandling her.
Or else.
We have direct orders from Caligus Mordinius, sir, and quite frankly, I don't feel like... I don't feel like adhering to your rule. Good commoner. Sorry. I don't feel like playing around with you either.
It's like, let her go immediately.
You hear the rustle of more armor, of another set of plate. You see golden... Like, you see, there's actually a lot of horses that have arrived, and, you know, like, even, like, a lot of horses, no wagons. You see this man ride up to you and get off his horse. Well, if it isn't you, Beltram, the wizard, be careful, my friends. Treat her a little more gently, lest this one turn you into a frog. Or make it rain frogs.
What I was thinking about.
Of course. Well, we, despite their very dull manner of doing it, they're a bit hard-headed. See, when they take someone and they help procure her for us, they're not gentle. They're warriors. They're not very much good handlers. If I needed handlers, I'd be going somewhere else, my friend.
Obviously, but I'm not going to leave her with them if they're going to treat her in such a harsh manner.
No worries, she'll be with us. This is the Princess of Tyrannos, the daughter of the Emperor himself. You've done a good thing telling us about this. You and your lads. Thank Lexington twice for me. He has saved me a lot of trouble.
I look at the princess. Do you wish to go with them?
She doesn't say a word, but her eyes say, "Get me the hell out of here." She like has wide eyes.
He pushes the knights away and tries to get her away from them.
All right, strength check, buddy.
Hold on. Oh, at least there's no negatives.
They easily grab you and throw you to the ground. They catch you, they catch you on the chest, lift you up a little bit, and drop you right back down. And that's just one of the guards. Just one of them stops you.
I get back and repeat.
When you do that, the golden eye, he grabs you, and with almost no effort, he keeps you in place by holding your chest. Don't worry, we're going to keep her safe.
I try to push him
off. Going to
off.
arrange transit. All right, roll for strength.
Mm-hmm.
I swear, this turned it into a soap opera.
Yeah, right?
All right. So for a moment, you budge, and then the golden eye, you feel his fingers digging into your skin itself, and gripping onto your sternum, going through your skin, and then he
His look
chucks.
just gets more fierce and
He
keeps trying
throws.
to push.
I'm talking about he chucks you with an inhuman strength. He literally grabbed your sternum. He went through your skin and grabbed your chest, through your shirt.
Keep in mind, I did set my hand on fire to cast flaming hands, so pain is something he's used to.
That was when you're drunk as shit. Right now, this is not. That's not a pleasant feeling. He might have cracked your sternum.
He
You
gets
flew
back
about
up.
maybe 10.
I'm gonna walk over to him
You take
while all this is happening.
right. Yeah, you see the wizard fly, and his chest is bleeding.
He comes back up, maybe.
Are there
I
any
get
fires
back up
going
and I
on
rush
right now?
over again.
Yeah, there's like smoldering fires.
Is there any liquor nearby?
What smoldering fires?
You know it.
Okay. I'd
What?
like to take one of my arrows, cut a piece of cloth from my tent, wrap it around the arrow, douse it in liquor, and light it on fire.
All right. Cool. Let's see. I was just checking something, and you can do that actually. Let's see. So you do this thing with the liquor. What do you do after that?
I put it into the fire and light it on fire.
All right. The princess disappears. No one can see her. She's just out of vanity. And John, for some reason, Beltram has disappeared as well. You cannot, like, if here's everyone's, when they look at you, their eyes open up with horror because you've turned invisible.
Well,
Where did he go? I swear I was holding the princess just now. Are you serious? You let the princess go, do you? You see the golden eye, he bitch slaps one of the guards, and you hear his neck immediately snap because it goes too far to the left. Immediately snap, and he dies. Fool!
Drozzleaxe, food.
She didn't leave your grasp. She's invisible. Find her.
Drozzleaxe is sleeping, bro.
Caligus Mordinius. So back with Caligus Mordinius, with Lexington. It sounds like there's trouble out there.
God damn it. If it's not one thing, it's another. I grab my axe and start headed outside.
No, it's just Beltram. It's always Beltram.
You guys see the massive figure of Caligus Mordinius step out of the tent itself, and he's like, there's like, it seems like darkness just exudes around him because of his dark armor and his dark fur. Well then, what's the matter? Where is the princess? He talks to the golden eye for a moment, and then he walks over to Lexington. Where is the mind flare? Tell me now, boy. Where is he?
I would see in that tent.
Thank you, son. He puts a hand on your shoulder for a moment. He pats it, and then he goes over to the tent, and he opens it.
Drozzleaxe is busy.
Defile, or what's your new name? Drozzleaxe.
Drozzleaxe is busy torturing animals. He looks up. He's like, he looks. This is this dude right here, right?
Yup, Caligus Mordinius.
Rolex doesn't know him. So he looks up at him like, and you have a large brain.
Yes. And that... a mind flare. Where's the princess?
I have no idea. I have been sleeping in this tent. When I saw your minions attempt to take her, I went back into the tent to sleep. You may want to try to find the wizard, Beltram. He wants to put her into positions. He sends an image of the positions into this dude's, into Mordinius's head.
That isn't a proper position. This is. He shows you like a proper position to pleasure a woman, like the perfect one. Now, I don't know whose mind you ate, but despite the fact that I would rather end your horrific life, please gain your information from other more tasteful sources. Where did you get this from? What? He rubs his eyebrows.
Slaver rogue in the mountains. He sends him the location of the slavers.
You are actually more useful than I thought. These are the slavers you're working with. Would you mind?
Them. Your friend Lexington is.
Yes.
I am indulging Beltram in his obsession and watching the child Jane.
I would have initially thought that you would be more obsessed with the princess due to her similar appearance to your child. But it seems I was mistaken.
There's enough obsession with her to go around.
And the wizard, you think he knows where she is?
He probably took her.
No doubt. He before he leaves the tent, he looks back at you. One thing. Would you mind doing me a favor?
Go ahead.
Could you show me the image of the slaver leader?
He shows him the Russians. The image of the Russians.
He has a little smile cracks on his face. That old bastard. Of course. Should have expected no less. He steps out.
He follows him. He hovers behind him.
Now then, he speaks loud enough for the whole camp to hear him. The princess is missing. This is the princess of the emperor who controls Tyrannos. We need her now. If she were to die anywhere nearby us, it would be trouble. Find her. She grabs. There's a guard that looks very like dumbfounded. He looks like he's sleepy as shit. He grabs the guard and he shoves him, in a random direction. He shoves him forward. Find the princess, you fool. So the whole camp turns into like bees that have been, their nest has been rustled. They're looking everywhere. Beltram, you're invisible. What do you do?
So what can I see around me?
Everyone's starting to freak out.
The invisible people? My mental abilities?
If you had detect magic, perhaps. Actually, you are roll for intelligence here, Mind Flare.
Nice.
You could swear that Beltram's somewhere nearby. You could smell his farts.
Yay.
But I can.
That's what happens when I eat beans.
Yeah, you don't know where they are.
You're saved,
think
John. The Mind Flayer can't rat you out.
Is there any way for me to try to tell where the princess is?
Can't tell. And also, while you're trying to figure out where to go, you feel an iron gauntlet grab your collar. And you notice Sovereign is, with his fist clenched, he's just dragging you. And he drags you all the way to the edge of the forest. And he drops you there.
Oh, ow, what was that for, Sovereign?
They're probably going to kill you.
Everybody. Oh, that means that thing's going to come out, isn't it?
Yep.
Great. No, one thing is another.
Either that or you just fade into nothing, which is ideal, but...
Yeah, it really is.
You're a very peculiar human.
Look,
out of all the men I've met in my life, not one of them has wanted to die so eagerly as you have.
I don't want to die, but I don't want to go turn into some crazy monster and go on a rampage killing everyone. Did you want to do that?
No, but I already did.
Sorry.
Yes. The price of immortality. So, everyone's searching the camp for about 2 to 3 hours before they just, they can't find her. And Mordinius eventually goes back to Lexington with a very, very pissed off face, which is what he pretty much always looks like. Lexington. You will find her. And when you do, you will capture her. The mage very likely saved her using spells. Don't fail me.
Understood.
He promptly leaves, and they leave as fast as they came. They're gone in almost an instant, every single last one of them. Lazarus, while you're hanging out in your tent, I imagine this is what you're doing. While you're hanging out in your tent, the back flap of your tent, it opens up. And you see the golden eye step through. Well then. What do you have for me? Any information? Fair trade. If you
on the French world?
Yes, on the whole camp itself, and of course this princess figure. You're gonna need to track her as well. If we get her, that means we can.
What about the
ransom
wizard
off her.
or mage?
The wizard. He's well. Capture him too. I imagine he knows where she is, but if he doesn't, I don't know what you should do with him. I imagine he's an asset to the team, so use him to find
the princess, right?
The princess would prove very valuable should we ransom her off, and that's the plan. And if you will help us find her, you in particular, there is a large sum that will be finding its way into your accounts.
I was actually under the impression that we were the ones saving her.
Saving? We did. It seems we did. But if we don't do this, someone else will. And what reward will we get by just merely bringing her
Who were
back?
we selling her to?
We're not selling her. No, we're ransoming back to the throne itself. The Emperor doesn't have the means to track her. But we do believe, because of many rumors that may or may not be true, she has some sort of magical essence around her. And should she die, apparently the Emperor himself would know instantly, and he would know where she died. We cannot have her dead. We need her alive.
Seems like everyone here has some weird shit going on with them.
Do they? What do you know about them, then?
From what I've heard. Bits and pieces.
Anything valuable, anything I could work with here? What about these slavers?
Well, the French guy isn't actually French, but you probably already know that.
Yes, he's a mind flayer. Very rare among our country, our continent. But they exist nevertheless, usually within the Forbidden Lands themselves. So, anything else I could work about Lexington or?
I heard something about the world ending and something about the wizard. Don't know what role he plays though.
I'll chalk it up to the.
But he seems worried. Frenchman doesn't really seem to care all that much.
Yes. That'll do. He pulls out a bag and he drops on the table 200 gold. The more information you give, the more potent it is, the higher the quantity.
What do you plan on doing with this information?
Anymore.
Say again? Lazarus?
What do you plan on doing with all this information?
Doing? We're guiding these men in the right path, and if one of them, God forbid, were against the goals that we have set before them, well, we don't need them. We need to make sure that everyone's going the right path with the right reasons, so to say. We can't have anyone going rogue. Forgive, that was not meant to be a pun. Nevertheless, I appreciate your cooperation.
No.
And stay
Just need
focused.
me to track the princess.
If you find her,
the mage, if he's with her.
the mage, the golden eye, he gets a little closer. And his physique, it's massive, and he still has blood on his hands from. You see, there's blood dripping from his hands. The wizard does not have the ability to free her, so let's alleviate any confusion, if we will. The princess herself, we believe she has the ability to manipulate magic. She may have escaped using that. Be very cautious around her. Do not give her any reason to question you. And then knock her out if you find her. Your mage is not the cause of this. It is her. If you knock her out, blind her and bind her. Do not let her see, do not let her speak. She can kill you all with a few mere words. It's happened before. Emperors covered up accidents, if they were really accidents. Now, proceed with caution and get her. He abruptly leaves the tent. And now they're all gone. And along with
So how do I track the princess?
you try to find her footsteps, but at this point, you're not going to find her footsteps from the actual the camp itself, because everyone ran around like chickens with their heads cut off. So, you're gonna have to figure that out on your own. There's no way you're gonna find her tracks from the camp. They're all muddled up. Too many people there. And with that, and while somehow completely avoiding the dungeon I meticulously planned to kill all of you, that is the end of the game for today.
It's John, man. Every time I try and push you, he runs. He kidnaps the princess and disappears.
Wow, these turn into.
You're gonna have to tie us up. You're gonna have to have somebody tie us up and throw us in the dungeon.
At this point, yeah.
Alright,
Dragon starts something he has not wanted me to finish.
I love how you guys have. Good job, Lexington. You're thoroughly starting to split the party.
Yeah, like the shittiest leader, dude. Get the party together and take us somewhere already.
Dude, you literally split the party by doing that.